Leo, listen closely. Something is about to shift in your life and it's closer than you think. Within the next 60 minutes, someone is going to step into your path with something you didn't expect but deeply need. This isn't just a coincidence. It's alignment. You may have felt it already, that buzzing under the surface, that quiet sense that something is approaching but you can't quite name it. It's real. And if you're here, it means you're already standing on the edge of it. What's coming your way is not some dramatic lightning bolt moment, it's more subtle, more human, and honestly, more sacred than that. It could be a message, a call, a brief conversation, or an unexpected act of kindness. But behind it is something bigger, proof that the universe has not forgotten you. I'm not saying that to hype you up. I'm saying it because I've seen this pattern again and again in the lives of people who've been faithful, patient, and quietly enduring. People like you. Because let's be real for a second, you've been carrying more than you let on. You've kept showing up, even when no one saw the effort. You've stayed generous, even when your own well felt dry. You've prayed, waited, hoped, and you've asked yourself if maybe the universe passed you by. It didn't. You're not late. You're right on time. There's a moment in spiritual timing, we call it kairos, when everything aligns. It's not about clocks or calendars. It's about resonance. And you've just walked into that moment. That's why this video found you. That's why something about this message is making your chest feel tight and your eyes sting a little. So here's what I want you to do right now. Slow down. Tune in. Pay attention. For the next hour, don't brush anything off as just random. That text message? That stranger's compliment? That gut instinct telling you to reach out to someone or to pause and really listen? It's all part of it. Because what's coming is more than a moment, it's a marker. It's a sign that you've entered a new season, and the way you receive this next hour will shape what unfolds after. So breathe. Open up. Be willing to see God, the universe, whatever language you use, showing up in a form that looks ordinary but feels deeply personal. This is your reminder that you're not just existing, you're being guided. And not only are you worthy of what's coming, you're ready for it. And while I have your attention, let me just say this from my heart: thank you. Thank you for being here. For every like, comment, share, or moment you spend with this channel, you're not just supporting content. You're part of something that's unfolding beyond the algorithm. You're building spiritual momentum not just for yourself, but for others who'll be touched by what's shared here. And I'm grateful you're part of it. But more importantly, Leo, stay with me today, because what's about to unfold in this message may be the confirmation you've been waiting for. The clarity you've prayed for. The quiet evidence that something divine is already in motion. So let me ask you this: do you feel something stirring in your spirit right now? Does a part of you already know this message is for you? If so, don't hold back. Comment below right now and say, "I'm ready for what's coming in the next hour." That's your way of saying yes to the energy that's already reaching for you. That's how you anchor it. And trust me, you'll want to be here for what comes next. Let's keep going. Leo, you've always had a sense for timing, even if you didn't always trust it. You feel the pull before the shift, the whisper before the storm. And this week, whether you've noticed or not, there's been a subtle change in the air around you. That's not just intuition, it's the cosmic rhythm shifting in your favor. Right now, the Sun, your ruling planet, is moving into a vibrational pocket that's been quietly building pressure for weeks. And as it brushes up against the wild, electric current of Uranus, the planet of the unexpected, something gets stirred up in your field. Think of it like the first crack of light before the dawn. Something's waking up. Something or someone is moving toward you with divine precision. But here's the part most people miss. The universe often moves through people. Not lightning bolts. Not burning bushes. People. And sometimes the most sacred messages are wrapped in ordinary packaging: a friend's random check-in, a stranger's kind word, a coworker's offhand comment that cuts deeper than it should. These are what I call earth angels, not the kind with wings and halos, but the kind who show up exactly when your spirit needs reminding that it's not alone. You know that moment when you're caught in the rain, no umbrella, no shelter, and just when you're about to give up, someone pulls over and offers you a ride? That's what's happening energetically for you. Someone is on their way. Someone carrying a message, a moment, or a shift that's been quietly making its way through the spiritual traffic just to get to you. In the language of tarot, this is the Page of Cups or the Knight of Pentacles showing up in your spread. The page brings unexpected emotional news, soft, almost childlike, but heartfelt. The Knight moves slower but with deep purpose. When these archetypes appear, they remind us that not every blessing crashes through the door. Some blessings knock gently, even awkwardly, and wait to see if we'll open. This is one of those times. And if you've been praying silently, not with words but with longing, the kind of prayer you don't say out loud because you're not sure if it matters anymore, this moment is your answer. The person approaching you may not even realize they're delivering something sacred. They may think it's just a coincidence. They won't know they were guided by something higher. But you'll know. You'll feel it in your gut, in your chest, in the way the hairs on your arms stand up like the wind just whispered your name. The only thing you need to do is stay open. Don't dismiss the conversation that feels too small to matter. Don't scroll past the message that hits a little too close. Don't assume that the unexpected interruption is meaningless. Sometimes, the interruption is the invitation. So take a moment, right now, and ask yourself this: who is the first person that comes to mind? Who haven't you heard from in a while, but wish you had? Who would surprise you in the best possible way if they suddenly reached out? What if they're already on their way? What if the message is already in motion? Leave a comment and let me know who you're thinking about. There's power in speaking it. It's how we say to the universe, I'm listening. I'm ready. Because sometimes, the miracle doesn't look like a miracle until we name it. And sometimes, the person you least expect is the one carrying exactly what your soul has been waiting for. If someone had told you a few months ago that things were aligning behind the scenes, you probably would have nodded politely and gone back to handling the chaos in front of you. Because let's be honest, Leo, you've been doing a lot of silent carrying. A lot of showing up. A lot of rebuilding yourself while pretending everything is fine. That takes strength most people never see. And maybe that's why this moment is happening now, because you're finally in the right place internally, not just externally. You see, astrologically, we're entering what I'd call a soft opening, a window of time where things don't just change, they crack open. The Sun, your ruling force, is in conversation with other signs this week in a way that doesn't feel explosive, but quietly powerful. Trines and sextiles, we call them. Supportive aspects. They act like cosmic door hinges. They don't make noise, but they allow something to swing open that's been stuck for a while. For you, that door has everything to do with alignment, timing, and readiness. In astrology, we talk a lot about Chronos versus Kairos. Chronos is clock time. Monday to Friday. Bills, alarms, routines. It's necessary, but honestly, it rarely leads to magic. Kairos is different. It's divine timing. It's that phone call that comes just when you're ready to give up. The text that shows up 5 minutes after you prayed in silence. It's not about schedules. It's about flow. And Leo, you've just stepped into Kairos. But you didn't get here overnight. From a self-growth perspective, this moment was built on months, maybe years of unglamorous effort. The kind of inner work that doesn't get applause. Healing old wounds. Letting go of versions of yourself that no longer fit. Walking away from situations that drained you, even when you had no backup plan. That's not just courage. That's preparation. And now, the universe is answering your consistency with synchronicity. It's no accident that many of you have started seeing numbers like 111, 222, or 711. These aren't just cute spiritual trends. In numerology, repeating numbers often signal that you're crossing a threshold. 111 means creation, a new beginning based on who you are now, not who you used to be. 222 whispers about alignment and trust, about letting go of the need to control how things happen. And 711? That one's a little deeper. It usually shows up when you're being guided towards something you didn't ask for, but desperately need. So if you've seen these signs or just felt them, like something is different but you can't quite name it, you're not imagining it. You're in it. Now, let me ask you something, and I want you to really take a breath before you answer it. What has life been trying to teach you over the last 3 months? Not the dramatic lessons. The subtle ones. The quiet ones. The ones that came through hard decisions and soft goodbyes. Write it down. Say it out loud. Share it in the comments if you're willing. Because naming your lesson is part of anchoring your transformation. It's how you show the universe and yourself that you got it. And maybe, just maybe, that's why this unexpected person is on their way. Maybe the message they carry is simply the echo of what you already learned. Maybe this isn't just a surprise, maybe it's a confirmation. A sacred nod from the universe saying, yes. You've grown. And yes. You're ready. Let this moment be your mirror, Leo. You're not behind. You're not too late. You're right on time. And this is where it begins. You've made it this far because some part of you is paying attention. Not just to this video, but to life, to the signs, the nudges, the little tugs at your spirit that say, look closer. And now that you're standing in the middle of this rare alignment, here's the question that really matters. Will you recognize the miracle when it shows up? I don't mean miracle in the Hollywood sense. I'm not talking about fireworks or headlines. I mean the kind of miracle that sneaks in through the side door. The kind that looks so ordinary on the surface, most people miss it entirely. A message that arrives at the exact right time. A phrase someone says that answers a question you've been silently holding. A gift you didn't ask for, but that somehow lands exactly where your heart needed softening. Most of us call those coincidences until we don't. What separates a miracle from a coincidence isn't the size. It's the timing, the relevance, and the feeling it stirs inside you. You know that moment when you get goosebumps and you don't know why? That's not random. That's your body reacting to resonance. That's your nervous system remembering something your mind hasn't caught up to yet. And that's the energy you need to be in, right now, the space where recognition lives. This is where self-awareness becomes sacred. The next 60 minutes are not just about watching and waiting. They're about noticing. Being awake. Being curious. This is not the time to be on autopilot. This is the time to check in with your body. Breathe deeply. Feel the texture of the moment. Ask yourself, what's standing out? What's tugging on your attention, even gently? Sometimes the miracle is a comment under a post that says exactly what you needed to hear. Sometimes it's a song that starts playing when your faith is thinning. Sometimes it's a name that pops into your head and won't leave until you reach out, and when you do, something opens you didn't even know was closed. The Magician card in tarot teaches this beautifully. It's not a card about waiting for magic. It's about using the tools you already have. Seeing what's already in front of you. Acting with intention. It whispers to you, you already have access to the extraordinary. You just need to see it clearly. Right now, that's your role, to be the magician in your own life. Not to force, but to notice. To name. To choose presence over distraction. From a practical standpoint, here's what you can do. After this video, give yourself 1 quiet hour. Don't rush back into the noise. Keep a journal nearby. Write down anything that feels off, beautiful, or oddly timed. It doesn't need to make sense yet. Just record it. Your clarity might come later, but the raw material shows up now. And while you're in that space, breathe. Literally breathe. Most people miss the moment because they're holding tension. Let it go. Soften your shoulders. Feel your feet. This is the ground where intuition lands. And when it does, meet it with gratitude, even if you don't fully understand it yet. Gratitude doesn't just close the loop. It keeps the door open for more. Now, I'll ask you something directly. If someone messages you today out of nowhere, maybe someone you haven't heard from in months, would you see it as random? Or would you see it as part of what's unfolding for you? Let your answer guide how you receive. And if you're open to it, share your response in the comments. Say it out loud. If someone reaches out today, I'll know it's the universe reminding me I'm seen. Because when we speak our awareness, we awaken the flow. And miracles love to flow where they're recognized. When something beautiful happens unexpectedly, it's tempting to see it as a rare event, a one-off, a lucky break, a passing breeze that just happened to blow your way. But what if I told you that the surprise coming into your life isn't the end of something? It's the beginning? Leo, this isn't about one text, one opportunity, one encounter. This is the first domino. The first wave of a tide that's been gathering force beneath the surface for months, maybe years. The person arriving, the message you're about to receive, the gift that seems too timely to be random, all of it is pointing to one thing: your season is shifting. And here's what makes that so powerful: when a new season begins, it touches every area of your life. This isn't compartmentalized. It's not just your finances or just your relationships. It's like when a window opens in a stuffy room, suddenly everything starts to feel different. Lighter. Clearer. More possible. Let's talk about that for a second. Finances. For many Leos, the energy this week is nudging open doors related to money, but not always in the ways you expect. It's not just about winning big or landing the perfect deal. It's about unexpected support. A friend paying you back after years. A side project turning into something real. A yes where you expected a no. That's the kind of shift we're stepping into, not loud, but unmistakable. You don't have to chase it. You just have to be open to it. Your body is part of this shift too. Energetically, your system is adjusting to receive more, but it needs you to meet it halfway. This isn't about making drastic changes. It's about tuning in. Drinking one more glass of water than usual. Cutting your caffeine just enough to hear your natural rhythms. Adding iron-rich foods back into your diet so your blood feels supported as your energy rises. Even 5 minutes of mindful breathing each day will help your nervous system stay anchored as opportunities start to flow in. You don't need perfection. You need consistency. Now, love, I can't leave that out. The truth is, this season brings deeper connections, not just more of them. If you're already in a relationship, expect moments of unexpected emotional clarity, the kind that strengthens what's already there. If you're single, stay open to the unexpected. That connection you've been imagining may not show up in the package you had in mind, but it will feel right in your gut. That's how you'll know. And perhaps most importantly, your purpose, your path. Something is stirring here. A new idea. A subtle shift in desire. Maybe you've already felt it, the pull towards something you can't name yet. This is your cue to pay attention. In the next hour, yes, this hour, write down any idea, image, or gut instinct that feels different. It doesn't need to make sense right now. What matters is capturing it. You're stepping into a new layer of yourself, and your work in the world is shifting to match that. In tarot, this is the energy of the Fool. But not in the careless sense. In the sacred sense. The beginner's mind. The open heart. The willingness to trust where logic falls short. That's what this season is calling for. Not recklessness but readiness. Courage with tenderness. Faith with flexibility. So I'll ask you this now: what area of your life do you most want this miracle to touch? Is it your finances? Your health? Your heart? Your sense of purpose? Take a moment and write it down in the comments. Not just for me, but for you. Because when you name it, you welcome it. You give it permission to expand. And remember, this miracle is not the prize, it's the invitation. The season is just beginning. When something beautiful arrives in your life, especially after a long season of waiting, the natural instinct is to hold it close. To protect it. To make sure it stays. That's human. Especially when the road to get here hasn't been easy. But Leo, here's something I've learned, and I'm saying this from experience, not theory. The best way to keep a miracle alive is to become one for someone else. You've received something, or you're about to. Maybe it's clarity. Maybe it's comfort. Maybe it's just the peace of knowing that the universe sees you. And now, your energy field is different. You're no longer just reaching for light. You've been touched by it. And light, by its nature, isn't meant to be stored. It's meant to move. It's meant to shine through. Energetically, this is how the current flows. You receive, you share. You heal, you help. You're blessed, and then you become the blessing. This isn't just philosophy, this is spiritual physics. And when we ignore it, the flow slows. But when we honor it, it expands. Receiving is only half the cycle. Giving completes it. So let me ask you gently, who have you been thinking about lately? That person whose name keeps coming to mind for no clear reason. That's not random. That's your soul signaling that you're meant to be a messenger now, not just a receiver. It doesn't have to be big. You don't need to change someone's whole life. You just need to create a crack in the noise, a moment where someone else feels seen. That could look like sending a voice note to a friend you haven't heard from in months. Or paying for the coffee of the person behind you in line. Or telling the cashier at the grocery store that they're doing a great job. Or maybe it's something more internal, like quietly holding someone in your heart who hurt you, and choosing to let go of the bitterness. It's the energy behind the act that matters, not the scale of it. What you offer doesn't need to be dramatic. It just needs to be intentional. And when your giving comes from a place of overflow, not obligation, something opens in the field. What you give returns. Not always in the same shape, but always in the same vibration. This is the message of the Six of Pentacles in Tarot. It's not just about generosity. It's about balance, harmony, flow. It says, there is a sacred rhythm in life, and we are part of it as both vessels and bridges. When we block the flow, we suffer. When we let it move through us, we are renewed. So here's your gentle invitation. Right now, think of one small way you can be someone's miracle today. Don't overthink it. Just listen to the pull. That text. That hug. That prayer you whisper quietly for someone you no longer talk to. Let your blessing circulate. Let it grow legs and walk out into the world. And if you feel brave, I'd love to hear what you're going to share. Leave a comment and tell me, what surprise will you pass on after receiving your own? Because when you step into that role, when you decide not just to be blessed, but to bless, you become a living extension of the miracle. And the universe never forgets a heart like that. So here we are, Leo, right at the edge of something that wants to begin. You started this journey today with a feeling you couldn't name. A pulse in the air. A shift in your chest. Maybe it was subtle, maybe it was loud. But now, you know. That feeling wasn't random. It was a signal. A sign that something has been quietly rearranging itself behind the scenes to meet you where you are not where you used to be. And if nothing else, I want you to carry this truth with you. You are not just someone who's hoping for good things. You are someone who is being chosen to begin them. You are not just a recipient of blessings, you're a catalyst for the blessings to continue. You're stepping into a season where faith isn't just something you practice. It's something you live. It flows through your words, your choices, your ability to pause when others rush, to give when others hoard, and to believe when the evidence hasn't arrived yet. You've been reminded today that miracles don't always come with fireworks. Sometimes they come softly through a message, a moment, a person. But when you notice them, welcome them, and respond from a place of gratitude, everything changes. Because miracles multiply where they're honored. And now, the question becomes, what will you do with what you've received? Will you write it down so your soul can revisit it on the hard days? Will you tell someone you trust what shifted in you today? Will you slow down long enough to let this moment become a seed, not just a feeling? Because this, Leo, is where it all starts. Not with knowing everything, but with choosing to believe in something. Choosing to respond. Choosing to be ready. Choosing to say, yes, I'm here, and I'm willing. So if this video stirred something in you, say it aloud. Speak it into the field. Comment below and write, I'm ready for the surprise in the next 60 minutes. Let that be your offering, your anchor, your way of saying, I'm awake, I'm listening, I'm open. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Eternal Mindfulness because I want you to be here when the next door opens. I want you to be part of this space. We're building together a space for deep healing, brave softness, and steady transformation. And one last thing, before you go. If someone came to mind while you watched this, someone who could use a reminder that the universe is still working on their behalf, send them this message. That might be the miracle they need right now. A door is opening. A hand is reaching. A gift is knocking at the door of your life. Don't second guess it. Don't look away. Open it.